Hey there, I'm so glad that you're joining me today. I had a request for a video to focus on balance. So that's what we're doing today. We will have a variety of different poses that will help strengthen your balance. Balance is something that, if you're like most people, maybe doesn't come naturally and is probably not something that you work on regularly. So this will be a great way to start working on that and to improve your balance. One of the most important things when you're starting out working on balance is to not get discouraged. It's something that takes time to build, but it will build. And as you do it, the better it gets. The muscles in your ankle, those stabilizing muscles, are ones that respond very quickly. So you'll notice results pretty fast. The other thing would be, please, 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 have a couch, a chair, a wall, something next to you that you can hold on to for support, especially if you're just starting out. The other thing would be to have blocks. These are very helpful for a few of the poses we'll be doing today. And then also we'll be using a strap. If you don't have these, you can find something similar. For a strap, you could use a towel or like an old t-shirt, something like that. Two key things that will really help as you're working on balance. First one is your gaze point. Where you're looking at, where your focus is, really affects your balance. If your gaze is moving around, looking at different things in the room, you'll find that your balance will be a little bit more wobbly. If you pick a point to focus on, maybe it's a spot on the floor or the wall, something stationary to focus your eyes on. Also, having a softer focus might help as well. But this in yoga is called a drishti, which basically means gaze point, and that really can help. So make sure that you're focusing your eyes on something that's not moving. Second thing is to breathe. Sometimes when we're trying to hold a position, we might hold our breath as well. Make sure you're breathing. Use your breath. Let it be an advantage. As you're trying to balance, keep that slow, deep breath going. Try and relax. Without further ado, let's get going.
Finding a comfortable seat on your mat, we'll start taking 3 deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. And then taking 3 breaths, inhale, the arms reach high, exhale, release the arms down. Inhale, arms up, exhale, down. Last one, inhale and exhale. Taking a couple rounds of breath to take some neck rolls, just loosening things up. Moving however feels comfortable today. And then taking some shoulder rolls. Inhale the shoulders up to your ears, exhale to roll them back and down. Taking a couple forward as well. And then making your way onto your hands and knees. For a tabletop position, wrists directly under shoulders and knees under hips. Press the floor away and draw your belly button into your spine. Moving through a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale as the belly drops down. Exhale to tuck the hips and the chin under. You can move at the pace of your own breath, just warming up your spine, noticing your core. Really important to have that core activating through this balance challenge that we'll do today. You can take it side to side, drawing your shoulder and hip together. And then a few rounds of breath to move freely. Take your hips in circles, maybe loosen through your shoulders. Really do whatever feels good. We'll take the right foot, extend it behind you, toes to the mat. We'll rock forward and back over your toes, stretching through the backs of the legs, your foot, calf. When you're ready, pressing through the hands, use your core. We're going to lift that foot up and then extend the left arm forward. See if you can get your bicep by your ear. You can stay here, or if you'd like to take a bind, bending at the knee, taking hold of the top of your foot, staying here, or extending that foot. Press the top of the foot into your hand. You can slowly release, extending both out again, and replacing your knee and hand at the mat. This time we're going to take our right foot back, and we're going to do the same arm, so the right hand will reach back for the top of your foot for kneeling dancer. Press top of the foot into your hand. This is a little harder balance. You can maybe take your left toes out behind as a kickstand, if that helps. Releasing your foot and hand back to the mat, you can shake it out side to side before taking the other side. Left toes go back, rocking forward and back over your toes. And then getting ready, we're going to lift those toes up and off, try and get those parallel, and then extend right hand reaches forward. Use your core, try not to collapse into the lower back. Bending at the knee, reaching the right hand back for the top of your foot. You can stay here, or taking a little further by pressing top of your foot into your hand, creating a little back bend, opening through the shoulders and the hip. Lowering it down, releasing your hand, extending both out. Reach it long before replacing hand and knee back to the mat. This time we're going to take that left leg behind, bend at the knee, and then take the left hand back to meet the top of your foot for kneeling dancer, pressing top of the foot into your hand. So same hand and foot are meeting. And release it when you're ready, coming back to all fours. Can shake it out, rolling side to side. And when you're ready, taking the knees wide, big toes together, sitting back into a child's pose. Can walk your hands forward, drawing your heart and your forehead towards the mat. Slowly rolling yourself up, curl the toes under, send the hips high for downward facing dog. We'll pedal out the feet, bending your knees, just moving however feels good to get ready and settled into downward facing dog. As always, checking your hands, making sure your fingers are distributing the weight. Can gaze at your hands, walk the feet forward for a forward fold. Here, letting your knees bend, letting your upper body hang heavy. Feel the weight of gravity pulling down. Maybe taking hold of the elbows. You can sway side to side or shake your head yes, shake your head no. Let everything release. Releasing your hands down, we'll inhale, take a halfway lift, long line of energy from your tailbone to your crown of your head. Release it down as you exhale. Inhale slowly, coming all the way to stand, arms reaching high. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. All right, we're going to get settled into our mountain pose. So feet about hip distance apart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, release them down. A couple more breaths. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale. And exhale. All right, coming to your mountain pose, really take a moment and feel the mat with your feet. Maybe lifting your toes, noticing all four corners of your feet, grounding into the mat. Relax the shoulders down. Turn your hips under just slightly. And we're going to warm up our stabilizing muscles. So we're going to rock forward and back. So shifting forward onto the balls of your feet, back onto your heels. Just a very subtle movement. Something that you can keep slow and controlled, rocking forward and back. And And then we're going to take it from right to left. So feeling that outer edge of your foot, rocking from side to side, shifting your weight side to side. And then we're going to round it out, taking it into a circle, kind of rolling through that outer edge of your foot, back to your heel, to the other edge, and forward onto your toes. And when you're ready, you can switch directions, taking your circle the opposite way. And slowly narrow your circle until you come back to your center line. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, as you send the hips back, we'll fold forward. Stepping one foot back and then the other, finding a high plank position. And then sending the hips high for downward facing dog. Inhale, the right toes reach high for three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot forward between your hands for a runner's lunge. If you'd like to use your blocks here, that can give a little extra space between your hands and the floor. And then we're going to step that left foot up, but on the outside of your right foot. So you're crossing your feet, right leg's in front. You can bend that right leg, maybe using your blocks as a place to rest. This is a great stretch for your IT band, which runs along the side of your thigh. So pressing into that hip, try and relax, breathe deep. Walking it up, inhale, the arms reach high. We're going to interlace the thumbs, keeping your fingers wide for palm tree. Leaning over to the right, center, and then over to the left. And back to center. Take a little baby back bend, gazing up at the ceiling, before folding forward. Take a deep breath. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly make your way back up. Inhale, the arms reach high, interlacing your thumbs again. This time we're going to challenge the balance by pressing into the balls of the feet, coming up onto your toes, reaching high. And if this is too challenging, you can definitely step your feet a little further apart, so there's a little space between your feet, or that one foot is in front of the other. We'll step that left foot back, come back to your runner's lunge, and then the right foot steps back as well, high plank. Exhale to press it back for downward facing dog. Take a deep breath, and we'll take that left toes, reach it high, three-legged dog. Exhale to bend the knee and step it through for runner's lunge. Again, use those blocks. Give yourself some space. Reach through that right heel. Deep breath here. And then prepare to step your foot forward on the outside of your left foot. So your left foot's in front this time. Again, your front leg may be more bent, but pressing your back leg straight if you can. Using your blocks to give yourself something to rest on maybe. Try and relax into it. Inhale, slowly rising up, arms reach high, interlacing opposite thumbs this time. Fingers spread out like a palm tree. And then bending it over, side bend to the right, back to center, and then over to the left side. And back to center. Exhale, we'll fold forward. Release it down. And slowly inhale, rising up. Interlace your thumbs again. This time, inhale as you come up onto your toes. Squeeze those legs together. Try and be strong through the legs. Remembering that gaze point helps you to keep your balance. Exhale, heels drop down, releasing your arms down to fold forward. Take your hands to the mat, and we're going to step that right foot, send it back, runner's lunge. Press through the hands, step the left foot back as well for a high plank. Send the hips back for downward facing dog. Deep breath here. And we'll gaze at the front of the mat. Walk the feet forward for your forward fold. Inhale, a halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms reach high, coming up to your mountain. Exhale, arms come down to heart center. Alrighty, so next one we're going to do is tree pose. So I like to lift my toes up, spread the feet wide to grip the mat with my toes. You can take your left leg, bringing your heel to your ankle, and then actively draw that knee out. See if you can get that knee straight out to the side if you can, opening the hips. And then wherever you're comfortable, bringing it to your calf or maybe your inner thigh if that works for you. Making sure to avoid the knee joint. Once you're there, you can grow your branches and express your tree pose however you'd like to today. And then before we come out of this, what we're going to do is bring the hands down to heart center. And then draw your knee forward, still keeping your foot close, and then extending your foot out. So see if you can get your leg as high as you can, flexing the toes, and then release your foot down. It's hard when you're kind of changing your center of gravity. That can add a little extra bonus challenge for balance. All right, planting your other foot, we'll open that knee out to the side. Get that glute activated. Find your center here and maybe working your way up. Take whatever option works for you, knowing that each side's going to be a little different and each day will be different too. Keeping your focus on those slow, deep breaths. Inhale, you can maybe reach your arms up. And to come out, we'll bring the palms together at heart center. And then drawing your knee forward first, extending your knee, flex the toes, hold it here for a moment. And then exhale to release. You can shake it out a little bit, step the feet a little bit wider, and then take your hips in a couple circles. This is truly one of my favorite things to do. Releasing those hip flexors, they can get so tight. All right, coming back to the front of your mat, and then placing a block in front of your mat, probably at the tallest setting. What we'll do is one-legged mountain. So press into your left foot. We're gonna lift the right knee high. Your right toes can maybe rest on your block if you'd like an assist, or taking that knee up a little higher. See if you can get 90 degrees at the hip, knee, and ankle. Maybe reaching your arms up, feel that long line of energy from the heel out through your fingers. You can bring the hands back to heart center. We're gonna shift into a warrior three. So slowly leaning forward, extend that right leg behind you. Here would be a great place to use the back of a chair or a wall. Extend your arms out behind you in airplane arms if you'd like. One big challenge with warrior three is the body tends to want to open the hips up. Try and keep them parallel. We'll bend the left knee, step it back for a crescent lunge. Inhale, the arms reach high. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center. And slowly making your way down to a runner's lunge. All right, from here, we're gonna take a standing split. So staying on your left leg, you can take your hands to your block or the floor, extending that right leg as high as you can. From here, we're gonna make our way into a half moon pose. So your left hand will stay down to your block or the floor, And then you're going to open the hips up to the right side. See if you can open your heart as well by taking that right arm either to your hip or extending it out, stacking the shoulders to add even more challenge, turning your gaze up towards that right hand. Bending the left knee, we're going to step it back, find a warrior two, and then reaching your left arm overhead for a reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill your hands to frame your foot, coming back to a runner's lunge. Step it back, high plank, shift the hips high for downward facing dog. Or if you'd like to take a child's pose here, you are more than welcome to do that. Take a deep breath. We're going to walk the feet forward, coming back to forward fold. Inhale your halfway lift. Exhale to release. Inhale, arms reach high, coming all the way to stand. And exhale, hands come down to heart center. Alrighty, let's do the other side. So, this time we're going to press into the right toes, maybe spread your toes out. Hands at heart center. We can take the left toes up. See how high you can get that knee. Again, long line of energy from your heel all the way to the ceiling. From here, hands down to heart center, coming to warrior three, slowly hinging forward and extending your left leg behind you. Keeping those toes flexed will engage more muscles in your leg. Taking airplane arms if you'd like to, or wherever you'd like your arms to be. We're going to bend the right knee and then slowly step your foot back, coming into a high lunge. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. We'll fold over the leg, coming to runner's lunge. And then walking your hands forward, press through the right foot, lifting your left toes as high as you can. Both sides might be a little bit different. You might notice that here, but reaching those toes as high as you can. And then preparing for half moon. So right hand's gonna find your block, maybe a little bit forward and to the side of your foot. And then opening the hips, see if you can stack the hips one on top of the other. Flex the toes. Left hand can be on your hip, or if you want to extend your arm up, stacking the shoulders. Extra challenge would be turning your gaze up towards that left hand. Nice work. When you're ready, we're going to bend the knee, step it back for warrior two. Flip the right palm, reach it up and over for reverse warrior. Left hand soft on your back leg. Exhale, windmill your hands to frame your foot, pivoting onto your toe for runner's lunge. Step it back for high plank, and then shift your hips high for downward facing dog. Here we'll come down to the knees and set it back into a child's pose. Take a few slow, deep breaths here. Let your body just rest and reconnect with your breath. Inhale as you lift the gaze, coming into downward facing dog. And then gazing at the front of the mat, step your feet forward for a forward fold, and we'll prepare for our chair sequence. On your inhale, we're going to take a halfway lift. This time, bring your arms behind you, reaching the fingertips away. Bend the knees, sit the hips back into chair, making sure your knees and your big toes are together. Inhale, we're going to take the right heel, lift it up and off the mat. Exhale to lower. Inhale the left, and exhale to lower. This time, hands at heart center. Inhale, both heels come up and off the mat, coming onto your toes. Keep breathing, you got it. Exhale, lower it down and fold forward. Shake out your legs a little bit. Take a deep breath. Inhale, we'll take our halfway lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms sweep high, coming all the way to stand. And then we're going to move into our one-legged chair. This one's pretty challenging. Maybe using the back of a chair to hold on to your wall or something would be a great option. Crossing your left ankle over your right knee. Keep those toes flexed. Hands at heart center. Slowly sit your hips back. Use your gaze, use your breath. This is a great stretch for your piriformis muscle, a deep muscle in your hip. Inhale to release, coming to stand, and then shifting your weight into your other foot. Again, cross it over, flex your toes, hands at heart center. Keeping your right toes flexed can help protect your knee joint in a stretch like this. The ultimate combination of balance, strength, and flexibility, all in one. Inhale, stand it up, shake it out a little bit, and then come back to the top of your mat. Press your weight into your left foot, and then take hold of the top of your right foot with your right hand. Inhale, the left arm will reach high, and this is your starting position. Feel free to stay here, or hinging forward at the hips, and then pressing top of your foot into your hand for dancer. And when you're ready, coming back to your start position, release it down. And we'll take the other side. Shift your weight into your other foot, and then take hold of the top of the left foot with your left hand. Right arm reaches high. Staying here, or if you'd like, taking a little further by pressing your foot into your hand as you hinge forward at the hips. Your bottom leg can be fully straight, or some people like to have a bend in it. Very much so personal preference. Coming back to your start position, release your foot down, and then shake things out. All right, so our last sequence here, we're going to shift the weight into our left foot. Inhale, the right knee comes up. So you're drawing your knee into your chest. Try and find that long line of energy from your left heel to the crown of your head. Taking your knee into your right hand, and then opening your knee out to the side as far as you can. Your left hand might come to your hip, or extending it out to the side as a counterbalance. Bringing it back to center, and then the knee comes into your left hand, right hand comes behind, so you're taking a twist, maybe extending that arm out if you'd like to. Turning your gaze to the side. Bringing it all back to center, and then release your foot down. All right, let's prepare for the other side. So shift your weight into your right foot, left knee comes up, draw that knee into your chest. And then when you're ready, take your knee into your left hand, right hand to your hip, or extend it out to the side. Open that knee wide. Bringing it back to center, knee comes into your right hand, and then twisting through the spine. Use your core here. Turn your gaze to the side. You can take your left hand to your tailbone, or extending it straight out. Gaze comes center, bring it center, and release it down. And then find your strap. You can simply loop it around, or if you'd like to actually create a loop, send the end of your strap through the rings, and then tighten it over your foot on your arch. Then we're going to try the same thing with that leg extended straight out. And again, if you'd like, you can definitely use that first option, just bringing your knee up to your chest. Then taking the strap into your right hand, extending it out to the side, and bring it center, and then let's take our twists. So hand to your tailbone or extend it out. Try and get your heart towards that right side of the room. Back to center, and then lower it down. You can release your strap and switch sides. Once your strap is on your other foot, your left foot, we're going to inhale, bring that foot up. And again, if you have a bend in your knee, that is totally okay. All right, take that strap into your left hand, extending it out to the side. And bring it center, and then take your twist. So right hand to your strap and left hand back to your tailbone or extend it out. When you're ready, we'll take the gaze center, bring your arm center, and then release your foot down. Can release your strap and set that off to the side. And then making your way down to your mat. With the knees lifted, slowly lowering yourself all the way down onto your back. Taking the feet to the edges of the mat, let your knees sway side to side, releasing your hips and your lower back. Using this cool down to reconnect with your breath and breathe deeply. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee for figure 4 stretch. Can press that knee away, or maybe taking your left thigh into your chest. You should feel this deep into your hip. Releasing it down, uncross your legs and taking the other side. Press that knee away, keep the toes flexed, and then draw that thigh into your chest. Remember that slow, deep breath here. Try and relax those muscles. Relieve that tension you might be feeling in your hips. And when you're ready, release the hands, uncross the legs. We're going to take the right knee, draw it into your chest. Your left knee can be bent or extended along the mat. Might feel good to do some ankle circles, moving your toes every which way. And then just like we did while we were standing, we're going to take that knee out to the side, drawing it back to center, and then shift your hips over to the side so we can take a twist, taking that knee across your body, keeping your shoulders still pressed to the mat. And when you're ready, bring that knee back to center, shifting yourself to the center of the mat. We'll take both knees into the chest, let yourself rock side to side, massaging your hips and your lower back on the mat. Keep the left knee in, and we'll extend the right leg. Again, maybe taking some ankle circles here. Just do whatever feels good. And then we'll take the knee into our left hand, open it out to the side. Draw your knee back to center and switching sides. So shift the hips over, give yourself that twist, bring the knee across the body, keeping your shoulders pinned to the mat. Couple deep breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to bring that knee back center. Take both knees into your chest again. Let yourself rock side to side. Maybe take some circles. And we're going to extend both legs to the ceiling. You can have your hands behind your thighs and just let your toes wiggle around. Point and flex your toes. Maybe take some circles. And then make your way to happy baby. You can hold on to your shins, your arches, or your big toes. Let your feet sway out to the sides and rock side to side. Just finding some free movement here. And then we're going to take the hands to the back of the knees and then rock and roll along your spine, eventually coming back up to a seat. All right, we'll finish with 3 deep breaths. Breathe deep here. Inhale, arms reach high. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale.
Awesome work, you guys. I'm so glad you were able to join me today for that balance challenge. I know I was definitely challenged by that and struggling through some of it. I was tempted to film it again, but that's real life. So I hope you enjoyed it at home and that you will continue to practice with me, get stronger, keep challenging ourselves. So have an awesome day, and I hope to see you again soon back on the mat.